OG Expert Mode in Fortnite OG has supposedly been completely ruined according to people in the community. Now, we've talked a lot about Fortnite OG. My most recent video about it is talking about how it is a complete mess. A lot of people have cited a lot of inconsistencies, issues, and bugs in Fortnite OG, which apparently are going to be getting fixed very soon, but now it looks like that the OG Expert Mode has just been completely destroyed. Apparently, bots are now showing up in this mode, and I'm not talking about just one or two. A lot of people are saying full lobbies of bots with maybe one real player are showing up. And it's honestly really ironic to hear something like this. You know, the one mode that was supposed to bring back that true skill-based OG feeling is now filled with fake players. And the worst part, from what I've seen, Epic and Fortnite themselves have not said a single thing about it, which is really concerning. But there is a twist to this that we will talk about later on in the video. Now, if you guys don't know what OG Expert Mode is, which I'll be very surprised if you don't, I'll give you a quick overview. It was meant to be the purest version of Fortnite OG. No bots, no skill-based matchmaking, just raw, like, you know, randomized battle royale with other players 100% of the time. People have been asking for this mode like since Fortnite OG came out, a version of Fortnite OG where every fight mattered and you actually kind of had to sweat and pay attention the whole time. When it works, it's absolutely incredible. Brings me back to when Fortnite OG was first brought out back in, you know, whenever that was at the beginning of chapter 6, when there was no skill-based matchmaking, no bots. It was a ton of fun with all of those people on it. I played some matches where it felt exactly like 2018, even better honestly, because of the solo duo challenge. Right now, Expert Mode is only in duos in OG. The hype for this mode was really real, and even I made videos on it. I think I made a few videos on Expert Mode, I believe, and rightfully so. That's why this change hits harder than just a normal bug. Now, apparently, bots are in all regions of OG Expert now. Like, they have the ability to be in all of them except for EU. This isn't just like backfilling late, like when there's not enough real players, they just put in, you know, bots right before the match is about to start. It's happening consistently, apparently. You know, Ali Jack said OG Expert can literally be a full bot lobby, having one real player and 69 bots. That defeats the entire point of the mode completely. As you guys probably know, Fortnite has changed the bot rules so many times now in normal BR and, you know, regular Fortnite Battle Royale. It's hard to even know what the standard is anymore or what exactly is going on. The fact that Expert Mode, though, the mode that was meant to exclude bots can now be mostly bots, is just straight up embarrassing in my opinion, and it's really frustrating. So why exactly could this be happening? One theory that I have is that maybe the OG player base is just too small to support 100% pure lobbies all the time anymore. OG build mode has been sitting around 40 to 55,000 players, which is solid, but nothing close to main BR numbers, of course. Newer games like Steal the Brain Rot are literally pulling in like 100,000 plus, which might make Epic question, you know, how to fill these lobbies or if they should really be putting in as much effort into them. If there aren't 70 real players queuing up all the time for every single person that wants to play, maybe the system just kind of defaults to filling with bots to avoid long wait times or something like that. It might not be someone at Epic flipping a switch. I see a lot of people assuming that that might be what is going on. You know, somebody at Epic just decides, oh, we're just going to turn bots on this, and they press a button and it does it. It could just be a setting, like a parameter that turns on bots when player counts dip below a certain number. Honestly, I feel like that's the most likely like outcome of this. Like, that's what's going on. That makes the most sense to me, but then again, I'm not behind the scenes, so I have no idea. Now, as you guys know, OG has had its fair share of problems. There's been map bugs, item inconsistencies, and missing features, but this feels like the most backwards and the most frustrating because it's the one problem that continues to come back. The whole idea was to give OG players a mode that they could take seriously and actually feel like how it was back in the day, which would mean no bots. Now it's just kind of sometimes a bot farm with a fancy label, in my opinion. I've been frustrated with bots in Fortnite for a while now, not even in OG, and I know a lot of the community feels the same way. It's not just that they exist, it's the inconsistency a lot of times as well. Some games have 10 bots, some games will have 50. It changes constantly with no warning. You know, you could have one bad game and then you're filled with bots, or one good game and then you get the sweatiest people ever. It's more of a skill-based matchmaking issue than anything, which is exactly why I loved Expert Mode, because there's no skill-based matchmaking. Now, I do want to bring this up, you guys, because it's not all bleak, and I wanted to make sure I brought this up. When I saw that tweet from Ali Jack saying that bots could be in Fortnite OG Expert Mode, I immediately wanted to test it myself. This time I played about 7 or 8 games of Fortnite OG Expert Mode, and surprisingly, you guys, I did not find more than one bot. I played 7 to 8 games, only found one singular bot in OG Expert Mode. And not to say, like, you know, that it's not ruined or anything, because a lot of people could be having a lot of different experiences, which is what I'm going to ask you for down below in the comments. Let me know, what has your experience been like over the last few days? If you've played it today or not, have you found any bots or anything like that? Because it's just really confusing. Now, it could be something that just means like in the files, like, oh, bots are allowed to be in Expert Mode right now. And if that's the case, then it shouldn't be, because there's only supposed to be real players in Expert Mode. But when I personally played, I don't know if it has to do with the NA East region, or if it has to do with how much I played or how old my account level is. And even then, that shouldn't matter either, because there's no skill-based skill-based matchmaking, but I'm not exactly sure because Eliject said he saw a person play a game where it was one real player, he was the only real player, and 69 bots. Honestly, do not see how that happens because I was getting destroyed in these lobbies. Normally, I do pretty well in expert mode, but today in particular, I was getting destroyed, which is why I had to play so many games over and over again. Did not see a single bot. And by the way, in the background here, this is gameplay from, you know, the games that I was playing today. I just played this before I started recording. So if you see any bots or I fight a bot that I didn't notice, I know there is one of them in there somewhere, but if there's more than that, please do let me know because I did not see a single bot. Now, this could be that it's ruined because the whole point of OG Expert Mode is supposed to be there's no bots that are ever possible to come into the game at all. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this. OG is really bipolar, you guys. It's kind of why I've strayed away from it because you never know what is going on with it. There's always an issue with OG, but the good news is, you guys, is that Fortnite has confirmed a new update on August 26th is going to fix a lot of issues in the OG modes. As of right now, they haven't mentioned anything about bots or this issue right here, but this needs to be one of the top priorities. If bots are still allowed in OG Expert Mode, despite what I've experienced, they need to change that because that defeats the entire purpose of the mode. It really can't be taken seriously if players can't even trust that their fights are real or what exact players they're going to play against. Of course, you never know because there's no skill-based matchmaking, but if one game you get 10 bots, the other games you get none, it's just very inconsistent and it's frustrating in my opinion. If this isn't fixed, they might as well rename the mode to like casual OG or something like that, like they were originally going to do, because it's not an expert mode if there are bots allowed in it. I'm still very hopeful, but Epic needs to communicate with us and let us know what is going on with the mode. Let me know down below, like I said, have you experienced any bots in Fortnite OG Expert Mode today or within the last couple of weeks? Let me know. Drop a like on today's video if you did enjoy. You watched all the way to the end. You must have enjoyed, so drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. I make videos like these every single day. Use code PROZEROYT in the Fortnite item shop to help support me even further, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.